The search for exoplanets began in the early 1990s, when astronomers first confirmed planets orbiting a pulsar called PSR B1257+12. One of these planets, named Draugr, is only twice the mass of our Moon and orbits its dead star every 25 days. These planets around pulsars are constantly bombarded by deadly radiation and would be among the most hostile environments in the galaxy. In 1995, 51 Pegasi b became the first planet discovered orbiting a Sun-like star outside our solar system. 51 Pegasi b is a gas giant that orbits so close to its star that its atmosphere is likely evaporating into space. These kinds of worlds were named hot Jupiters because they are massive like Jupiter, but orbit much closer to their stars. WASP-1b is another hot Jupiter that is being slowly consumed by its parent star, forming a giant tail of gas behind it. Scientists estimate that WASP-1b will be completely destroyed within the next 10 million years. HD 189733b is a deep blue gas giant that looks beautiful from afar but rains molten glass sideways in 5,000-mile-per-hour winds. The intense blue color comes not from oceans, but from a haze of silicate particles scattering blue light. Kepler-16b was the first confirmed planet to orbit two stars at once. Much like the fictional Tatooine in Star Wars, this circumbinary planet experiences double sunsets and unusual orbital patterns due to its dual-star system. Kepler-10b was one of the first rocky exoplanets discovered and has a surface hot enough to melt iron. Kepler-70b is even stranger, orbiting its star in just 5.7 hours and having a surface temperature over 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit. COROT-7b is a rocky planet with lava, oceans, and possibly a permanent dayside hot enough to vaporize rock into atmosphere. Gliese 436b is a planet where it is so hot that water exists as a kind of solid burning ice. Due to gravity and pressure, the ice on Gliese 436b does not melt because of the immense gravitational force that locks it in place. Kepler-22b was one of the first planets discovered in the habitable zone of its star, possibly capable of supporting liquid water. Kepler-186f is a rocky Earth-sized planet that also orbits within its star's habitable zone. TRAPPIST-1 is a system with 7 Earth-sized planets, 3 of which are in the habitable zone and could host water. All 7 planets orbit a cool red dwarf star and are so close together that standing on one planet you could see the others in the sky. HD 106906b is a rogue-like planet that orbits its star from an incredibly far distance, nearly 650 times farther than Earth is from the Sun. Its orbit is so wide and tilted that scientists believe it may have been captured from another system. OGLE 2016b LG1928 is the smallest rogue planet ever detected and does not orbit any star. Drifting through interstellar space, rogue planets like these may outnumber stars in the Milky Way and float cold and alone in darkness. WASP-121b has an atmosphere so hot it may be on the verge of turning into a torus of gas around its star. This planet's atmosphere contains water vapor and heavy metals being pulled apart by extreme gravity. KELT-9b is one of the hottest planets ever found, with temperatures over 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Its atmosphere is hot enough to vaporize titanium and iron into gaseous form. HD 189733b, in addition to raining molten glass, is also known for its violent storms and temperature extremes. LHS 1140b is a rocky super-Earth in the habitable zone with dense atmosphere, potential, and slow rotation. LTT 9779b is an ultra-hot Neptune that should not exist because it is too close to its star to retain an atmosphere. Yet observations confirm that it has a metal-rich atmosphere defying current planetary formation theories. KEP LIAR 45b is sometimes called Earth's older cousin and is 60% larger than Earth in a Sun-like system. Though it lies in the habitable zone, its large size may mean a thick atmosphere and high gravity. GJ1214b is a water-rich world likely covered in a thick, steamy atmosphere. Models suggest it could be a water world with a hot ice or steam surface beneath a cloud layer. TOI 849b is a planetary core stripped of its atmosphere, exposing what may be the bare interior of a gas giant. Its discovery provides insight into how planets form and evolve under extreme conditions. HR 5183b has a wild and elongated orbit that swings it from close to its star out to the frozen edge of its system. This eccentric orbit is likely the result of gravitational disruption from another massive object. Kepler-62f is one of the most promising potentially habitable planets. Just 40% larger than Earth, its distance from its star allows for the possibility of liquid water and temperate conditions. Kepler-444 is an ancient star system with 5 rocky planets that formed more than 11 billion years ago. These planets formed when the universe was still young, showing that Earth-like planets are not a recent phenomenon. WASP-76b is a gas giant where scientists believe it rains iron on the night side due to extreme temperature differences. One side of the planet is always facing the star, while the other remains in darkness, creating violent chemical reactions. TOI 715b is an Earth-sized planet discovered in 2024 with the potential to host water in its temperate zone. TOI 145b may be a massive ocean world covered in a global deep-water layer with no land at all. Some researchers believe these water worlds could support life in subsurface oceans warmed by internal heat. LP 892-9c is a newly found super-Earth, just outside the solar system that lies in its star's habitable zone. Wolf 1069b is an Earth's-mass planet orbiting a red dwarf in a tight orbit, possibly with surface temperatures allowing for water. Gliese 581c was one of the earliest super-Earths in the habitable zone ever discovered, but has intense tidal locking. Tidal locking means one side of the planet is always in daylight, while the other is permanently dark. This can cause massive storms between the two hemispheres and affect potential habitability. K218b is a super-Earth with water vapor detected in its atmosphere, located in the habitable zone. JWST data in 2023 suggested the presence of carbon-based molecules like methane and carbon dioxide. These molecules raised interest because they are considered potential biosignatures in the search for life. GJ367b is an ultra-dense iron planet with a mass similar to Earth but much smaller in size. Its iron core makes up most of its volume, similar to what Mercury might be like if it orbited closer to its star. TOI 1231b is a Neptune-sized planet with a cool atmosphere and evidence of water vapor. It orbits a nearby red dwarf and may be an ideal target for atmospheric study by future telescopes. PSRJ 17191438b is a planet made almost entirely of crystalline carbon, effectively making it a giant diamond. This diamond planet orbits a pulsar and is thought to be the remnant core of a long-dead star. HD 209458b was the first planet found with a confirmed atmosphere that contains sodium and hydrogen. It was also the first planet observed to transit its star, marking a turning point in exoplanet science. OGL ETR56b orbits its star in just 1.2 days and has a surface temperature near 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a classic example of how close-orbiting gas giants stretch what we understand about planetary stability. Kepler-138d is a planet smaller than Earth, but with a massive thick atmosphere and possibly an ocean-covered surface. Its density and mass suggest it could be a transition world between rocky and icy compositions. GJ1130 to be lost its atmosphere, but appears to be forming a new one from volcanic gases on its surface. This planet shows that atmospheres may be able to regenerate depending on geological activity. Proxima Centauri b is the closest known exoplanet to Earth and orbits the nearest star to our Sun. Its potential for habitability is limited by strong solar flares from its red Dwarf parent star. Kepler-9 is a system with 8 planets, cues matching our solar system in number and showing planet formation complexity. Kepler-9 is a hot rocky world discovered with help from machine learning and NASA's data archives. WASP-33b is one of the most irradiated planets known and orbits a pulsating variable star. The radiation from its star causes its atmosphere to expand dramatically and glow in ultraviolet light. HD 80606b has one of the most eccentric orbits known, swinging from freezing cold to scorching hot every 111 days. This extreme change in temperature causes wild atmospheric shocks and weather patterns. Kepler-138c and Kepler-138d may both be water-rich planets that challenge our understanding of rocky versus icy classification. LHS 3844b is a hot rocky world with no atmosphere, likely featuring volcanic activity on a dry, scorched surface. Kepler-2 to be one of the most famous early finds, remains a target for study due to its location in the habitable zone. New planets are being discovered every year, often revealing entirely new types of worlds we never imagined before. The James Webb Space Telescope has opened a new chapter in exoplanet science by capturing light from alien atmospheres. Future missions like Plato and the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope will expand our planet hunting abilities even further. We now know that most stars likely have planets, and that Earth is not unique in having rocky companions. Each new world teaches us more about what is possible and how strange the universe truly is.